I started putting together this workshop as a response to the misinformation generally available online about the advantages and disadvantages of the most common types of business entities. Too often, online content is made available primarily for marketing by government incubators, agencies, and by new business advisory practitioners looking to drum up new clients. Unfortunately, in business, as in life, context is important. To begin, we must make sure that we are dealing with Canadian content. Types of legal entities are pretty consistent throughout Canada, but there are some differences depending on where you live. Of course, a great deal of content is available from our American neighbors to the south. While the regulatory regimes are similar, there are many different types of entities in the U.S., and they have different characteristics, particularly from a tax perspective.
To be fair, recently Small Business BC has moved on from their original delivery model. These days they offer free one-on-one counselling services with a law firm, a boutique CPA consulting firm, and, until recently, with a business broker. Before that, they had a receivables factoring firm, also known as a collection service, providing advice. That firm apparently has moved on. Logically, we felt that it made the most sense to break the workshop into two parts. The first part follows content originally developed by Small Business BC. A set of 3 illustrations provides us with the supposed advantages of proprietorships, partnerships, and corporations. Each advantage or disadvantage is discussed from a practical perspective. We think it will quickly become apparent that the points aren't ever simply wrong. They simply lack the context required to make them useful to prospective business owners. Despite this, going through each of the advantages and disadvantages is useful, since it should allow participants to frame better questions that apply to their particular situation. In Part 2, we'll look at different income tax issues and how they might relate to your own business. We'll also examine how different entities are seen within the Income Tax Act, and we'll briefly touch on how the Act facilitates or discourages changes to the ownership entity type or ownership structure.